Stay tuned, McWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue to the campaigns of Howl's, Harrows, and last time we managed to get our hands on a brand new avatar. We had to sell a whole bunch of things to do it, including a mad dog, which I was very pained to do it, but since I had asked for that mech specifically to be put into the game, and it was, I felt that I had an obligation, a duty, in order to actually field it, and we shall. In 4 days, it'll actually be finished with its repairs, and then we can start underway on the major refits. Shouldn't take all that long. After all, it is an Omni-Mech, which means easy to put in new parts and take away old parts, so it'll be great. Hopefully, we'll have it maybe by next episode or the episode after that. Not 100% positive on the loadout still. We did talk about twin racks, which was a lot of fun. There's also twin MRM40s, but hey, we'll talk about that later, because right now, test drive. We've captured the latest pride and joy of the Free Worlds League, an Orion ON1 VDC for the dual cockpit. Our scientists have been reverse engineering the monster, but now they say they need real metal data before they can continue. We'd like you to provide that data. We've located a pirate lance to use as a guinea pig. Take out the ON1 VCDC down to the planet and eliminate the lance. Needless to say, we don't have another one of these, so it's imperative that it return intact. Sort of, mostly. 470 part average salvage, 646,800 C-bills at 4 skull difficulty. And we're going to have a little bit of fun with it, hopefully. Although we have demonstrated that you do not need to bring this thing back intact. Alright, dropping down via drop pod. Our 4 mechs about to get stuck in on the enemy, as apparently Yang has something to say about that. So we have brought Mockingbird in the Orion, equipped with its LRM-15, 2 SRM-4s, 2 medium lasers, and an AC-10. I don't quite know how this constitutes as a monster, but I'm not exactly gonna complain, considering it has very big guns that could point at me. Then we also have Death Crusade in our catapult for all the cooking needs. Paradox in the Warhammer, which I really feel needs a modification. I just don't know what to do to it. And of course, Howl in her Timberwolf with its twin Gauss rifles. So, let us get underway in the catapult, see if we can't locate the Orion forces. They are over here. The supporting lance, though, is right next to them. Okay, never mind. I was hoping that they would be a little bit more spread out, but that ended up not being the case. So let's get underway with our little scoutapult. It's not really a scoutapult, although it does do its job very, very well. Although the Timberwolf can probably keep up with it. In fact, yes. Oh, yes, the Timberwolf is very much capable of keeping up with it. The ultimate in clan technology, as well as clan expense. Timberwolves are hugely expensive, very powerful, and just exactly the sort of mech that you want to build a nimble, fast, aggressive cavalry company behind, which we kind of do. I very much like my sort of cavalry tactic style lances. They can move very quickly and dive on top of the enemy, mainly because I don't have the patience not to dive on top of the enemy, but that's an argument for another time. So how will the enemy respond? They shall sit still and wait for us to throw ourselves into the teeth of the force, ready to continue to zip along with the catapult, see if we can't get a line of sight on something. Although it feels a little bit weird to be utilizing a catapult for this role. It is a 55-ton catapult to be sure, but still feels a little weird. And of course, Howl managing to keep up the perfect pace alongside. Mockingbird going to see if she can manage to keep up. The Orion actually not falling behind too badly, which is good because the Orion needs to be kept alive. If we lose this thing, it's all over. Except when it isn't. The last time we took this exact same mission with an Orion, the Orion blew up and we didn't fail. I'm not quite certain what happened with that one, but hey, I'm willing to take the win, and we did. Got a fairly decent amount of equipment for that one, didn't we? Alright, we're going to want to change streets over, actually. I have just realized that I've placed myself on a path where I'm going to have to go through a fairly narrow choke, unless I can break out through here, which I think might be possible. We're going to keep on pressing in this direction anyway, so maximum speed, if you please. Continue to rush the Timberwolf on forward. Do we have a line of sight? We do not, which is a tad unfortunate. I wanted a line of sight on something, so I knew exactly what I was going to fight. We're going to have to wait at least one more turn before we actually get eyes on the location. Catapult, continue to just sprint as you do. There we go, that's what I was looking for. We are dealing with an Orion, a quick draw, an archer, a warrior, and a light hybrid carrier TBM LRM. Great. This sucks. The light hybrid carriers, I'm not a fan of them. So let's see if I can't get a line of sight. Oh good, their armor is all destroyed. So 24%, that's not bad. Do I, am I suffering from a sensor lock problem? Show me, show me. So my problems are long range, indirect fire plus 5. Ugh. So plus 9 out of the long range and the indirect fire. Sprinted, moved, no visual 5. So we do actually have a target lock on it. So I don't think a sensor lock would give me very much on it anyway. So you know what? I'm going to hold it until I am actually suffering. And we're going to give him... Ooh. Standard? No, we'll give him the listen kills. Don't have any... Whoops. Never mind. Alright, we'll give him the shot anyway. Doesn't really matter. Won't be the worst thing in the world. So, plowing in the missiles onto him. And did get a penetrating hit. Oh, nice. So it's already on the back foot. The Orion that we have has a long-range missile 15. If we've already exposed him to a side angle target, we might be able to kill him with Mockingbird. Alright, Mockingbird, here's spy sat ping. Oh, interesting. Sensor lock, it generates 20 heat, 6-round cooldown, ends your turn. Oh, that's what the dual cockpit does. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're going to see if please just give me inside range. Oh, we're not in range. We're not in range. We'll lob some swarms your way, because maybe they'll scatter. We know for a fact it's going to hit all over the place. So we weren't quite able to kill the hybrid carrier, and we don't have any AMS in this lance unless they shoot at the Warhammer, which has its own personal defense AMS. So not exactly right. Yeah, the catapult's probably about to take a whole bunch of fire. Alrighty, damage around us, but not connecting none to us. So we're feeling a little bit more safe about that. Although for how much longer, we don't quite know. The archer wasn't all that effective, which is good. I don't want to have to deal with this archer when it is effective. Although 70-ton mech design, mostly for missiles, we could pick one up. I mean, do I need it? No, not really. I have a 70-ton mech design that can build mostly missiles as well. Although maybe as a backup to something, or just to be sold. I'm trying to figure out which mechs I want to steal. I could steal the Orion. We don't actually have... Oh, no, we do have an Orion. What am I saying? We have Kerensky's stick, which will be ready in 11 days. I am so looking forward to that. I think we've built a good one in Kerensky's stick. I think it'll do very, very well. I'm not sure if I have it at full capability, or if it's going to require a couple more repairs, or odds and ends and changes of certain ammunition types in order to make it perfectly awesome. But the current version of Kerensky's stick that I have in the works is gonna be fun. Got a bouncing urban mech? Somebody missed something. Are you actually an urban? It's an UrbanLord. What is an UrbanLord? I'm not familiar with this mech at all. We got even... Yeah, here comes the TBMs. Yep, that was the pain we knew was coming. Ugh, I hate hybrid carriers. Oh, the Thunderbolt carrier. Oh, and a rocket carrier too. So we're running into the entire light support long-range weapon fire group, which, a little bit dangerous, not gonna lie. Orion's a fairly solid stand-up guy. Does have his LRM-15. It's gonna continue to bombard the catapult, because I think they've recognized the catapult is probably the most dangerous thing on the field. Okay, they haven't recognized that, but it's true. The catapult is probably the most dangerous thing on the field at the moment. Quick draw, got a quick end draw. Rushing on forward, see if you can't get a decent line of sight on targets. Paradox. Can your Warhammer see targets? It can. It can shoot quite nicely, actually, at that helicopter. I will take the side angle on this one. I could go for here, but I would lose my side angle. And so we'll go up and to the side for some long-range Warhammer fire support. And your armor sucks. So I'm going to go over to cluster mode and hope that you don't break. In fact, I'm going to Warlord this for extra little firepower and 30%.
Locked on target.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, so warrior down immediately. 25% of the supporting lance. So we are dealing with a standard lance size of 4, which is lovely. I can take advantage of that, hopefully. And we'll zip on forward. Oh, not you.
What's up, boss?
I want Death Crusade, but Death Crusade's not up yet. Alright, that's fine. We'll continue to push on. I have a line of sight on the Quake Draw. It's probably going to be a bit of a difficult shot. He ran quite far. 242s. I will shut off a pair of medium lasers just to ensure I'm not actually cooking anything, and fire the Gauss. Oh, we nailed him with one of the Gauss rifle shells. So that's excellent. He's already taken a pretty significant blow on that one. We're going to sprint on forward to see if we can't get as close as possible, just mainly to open up for the swarm. Quick Draw's arm's been open. Orion, the archer's at full health. I am facing you down head on. How much armor do you got? 26? Do I only have swarms? Only equipped with swarms. That's interesting. I would have expected something else. I'm going to Warlord just to see if I can't manage to take this guy down with just mass swarm fire. So enjoy the 15s. I was hoping for a crit to make it blow up, but that was not the case. All right. So I have a crit. Well, we did get a crit, but it didn't explode. My hope was to have the entire mech just detonate. Archer's going to open fire on the Timberwolf. The Timberwolf is very evasive, as well as having quite a bit of electronic countermeasure. He did manage to hit us with 1 out of 40, so he should be feeling pretty proud of that one. Our time to walk forward. We're not going to get as much evasion on this one, but the walk is going to make me have just a little bit better accuracy, and I'm going to invest my listen kills to make sure that you die, because you're far too dangerous to be left alive. Didn't kill it again. Oh. Oh, no, we got him. All right, so we got the... Yeah, we did kill him. His 50% has been destroyed. Now he is currently activating his emergency coolant system, which will help out next round. Got a Clint coming on forward. Another one of Shade's special mechs, which has recently come... Well, at this point, it's been a couple of months, I think. Or at least a month. So, not new, but still very interesting. Although it is kind of new to us because we haven't run into it very often. Mainly because we haven't done these missions at the level very often. Rocket carrier coming on forward. We're going to want to kill him before he can do anything too dangerous. Alright, catapult. One of the missiles is broken, so we're going to have to hopefully not break our mech trying to save the world. I think I'm going to start moving up here. That actually gives me a fairly solid position to look at everybody, and I'm going to EWS ping. That'll get my heat under control and spot all of these people. And we don't use EWS ping nearly as much as we should. So sensor lockdown on the 4 nearest targets. Our heat sinks are nominal, which will shut off our emergency coolant system, which is great because that'll allow us to be extra aggressive. And do you have a target from here? Oh, you have a good target from here. Let's see if we can't warlord it up. Take aim and see if we can't blow him apart. 87s on the Gauss rifle will go right through that arm. At least I think we blew it up. Yeah, right arm destroyed. So we are starting to bore our way through. We'll position ourselves to be able to strike out from around the corner in the next round. It'll be an aggressive and powerful move. Very much befitting a mech such as... Ooh, you have a plasma cannon. Where is your plasma cannon? Tell me it's on your other arm. I don't know where the plasma cannon is. I wish to know because I want to steal it. Plasma cannons are fascinating weapons. They deal a ton of heat damage, which makes them excellent overheat weapons. If you get a pair of them, they can deal either 70 or 80 heat, depending on which version you've got. So, quite nice, actually. Bring in the Urian, and the Urian... Shouldn't be calling it the Urian, but it shall beat the ever-loving crap out of you. Managed to nail him with that AC-10 shell, which tore out the entire mech. Quick draw down. So that's 75% of the support lance already eliminated. The UrbanLord is equipped with a ballistic energy and a pair of missiles. I'm not quite certain what it is we're actually looking at in that mech. The 2 big sticks, of course, of the lance are still intact. They are, of course, the Archer and the Urian. Their own Orion, and the Clint moving forward, not really the big stick of the lance, probably has like an AC-5 or something. The rocket carrier also has a potential for an immense amount of burst damage, but I'm hoping he can't actually see me. UrbanLord bouncing on forward, he's looking to engage. Paradox.
How's it going?
It's going okay, I suppose, but we are kind of looking for an attack on a different mech, actually. You know what? Run here. You'll be able to burst out of cover in the next round. It'll be great. It'll look very cinematic as you come crashing on through here to fire a Gauss rifle shell at whatever actually shows up. The Orion jockeying for position, but not able to find a good-looking shot. The Archer shifting very slightly as well, but also not firing. I wonder if they lost decent sensor locks. If that's the case, that's very, very good. It means we're jamming them more than they're capable of handling. And the rocket carrier shifting forward and to the side. It does have a line of sight on the Orion. Oh, it's gonna be painful. Wow. Already flattening the buildings with a lot of Inferno too.
I'm taking some serious hits.
How you doing? Yeah, that was some pretty significant hits on that one. Paradox, bring on the Warhammer. You have a line of sight? Is it direct? It is direct, I think, but the accuracy is, yeah, the accuracy could be better. Large laser close to cluster. Now we can't cluster this Gauss. We've got to hit him with the full cannon. Blast away. Good, we hit him. And then we scattered all over the place, and I'm not even sure how that ended up working out, but hey, we'll take him out soon. Alright, out of cover to torch somebody. Sounds like a good plan. Switch these over to the SRMs for not acids, but Inferno. For all your torching deeds. Be fairly decent accuracy. Do I fear the Orion, or do I fear... I don't fear the UrbanLord. Perhaps I should. Perhaps by not fearing the UrbanLord, we shall make the greatest mistake ever. Oh, this is a very aggressive move. Push it. So we're going to do a couple of things here to try and protect our pilot. Oh, that Archer is such an easy shot. Okay, you're the LBX version. Right. Got it. I'm going to resolve. Gives me a little bit of additional protection on the next coming run. Yeah, I thought I'm just below my 50% resolve, so I've just lost that bonus, but I can still probably torch. Oh, it's not a great shot anymore. What's your problem? You are a terrain target move sprinted medium range. Weapon accuracy -1. Huh, really? So if I switch over to... Could listen, kill him. Would give me really good accurate shots. Acid would also kind of work. Beat the ever-living crap out of the Archer, and I think I might want to do it. Yeah, we're going to hurt the Archer. We're going to set him up for death. So that'll be a structure exposed and a ton of acid on the target. Mockingbird, time for you to come into the fight. Do you have a target on the on that carrier? It's not a bad target, actually. Do I want to fire everything, or do I want to try and get in close? Them beeth the question. I think we're just going to hang back from here, and we're going to blast him with everything you got. You got shooting scoots. Shoot! Oh, we did hit him with a cannon. Unfortunately, it didn't hit anything important. And then the crew compartment has been crit, and that takes him out with a vital component. Now we'll slip on behind the building so that we can set ourselves up in the next round. No longer dealing with the rocket carrier, although the rocket carrier did get its first alpha strike out, so that was kind of the point. But now we push with Howl. Howl, do you see that, Archer? To see the Archer, the range has to be very, very awkward. All right, I'm going to see if I can't blitz out this Clint first. Yeah, that's an okay shot. I hit him with one and then scattered a whole bunch of shots onto him. Please tell me it was his torso. No, of course it was the arm. I was hoping if it was a torso, then I could go really hard in it. And the UrbanLord standing next to us, standing strong and sensor locking everything. Well, 3 of 4. Doing a good job on that one. Not going to shoot instead, so that's an interesting move. Archer shifting slightly to the side and going to flood the Warhammer so with fire, but the Warhammer was the one target that he shouldn't have bothered with because we have that fully under control. 440. Still, it worked. So the Archer has moved very slightly in order to reveal himself to the Warhammer and is currently suffering from acid. So we could just blitz on into him with all the firepower we have, which would be lovely. In fact, his leg's already exposed. Wow, we burned through that armor. Good. Clint's going to shift off to the side. Looks like he's going to go try and engage. Yep. Tried to engage our catapult. Looks like he did manage this, but we had a 40% damage reduction, although plus 20 heat, so it's a pirate autocannon. Interesting. The Orion's going to shift on around, also going to engage. Going for the catapult as well, and hitting a couple of important things. Looks like some sort of penetration, but I'm betting it's a building to our side and not actually us. So the catapult is going to be in the position to infernoize somebody, which will be great. In fact, can you get off the ramp at all? No. Oh, the UrbanLord is actually blocking you out. That is a fascinatingly good use of your capabilities. Reserve.
No problem.
Did you seriously just... He seriously just beat them both. Okay. The target in front of you then, I suppose, needs to die. As a Howitzer 2000 and a large laser, you might actually have a piece of equipment that I desire, and that would be a recoil compensator. I need those. I need them badly. If I shift on up here, I can turn just enough to be able to face towards the enemy. That'll be really decent accuracy. Any particular problems with sensor locks? No, we're good. Acid SRMs? Yeah, let's burn through them. Da big bubble. Lower destroyed, plus a whole ton of acid onto him, and he's now unsteady. And we are currently boiling again, but the mech is mostly capable of handling this. Alright, the Warhammer can now come striding on forward to attempt to beat the ever-living crap out of him. I think actually we're in a good position to do that right from here. 77, and if I moved right to cover, 72. You know what, I'm content to fire from here. I think we have a fairly decent accuracy shot. Nailed him with some extra damage. Lower leg destroyed, but of course the entire leg hasn't gone up with it, which would have been really cool. Oh, you didn't have shooting good. Ah, that's okay. You will be able to handle it. Howl, time to get in on target. You actually don't want to kill that Orion. I don't know how to explain this to you, but we want to steal it. We're here for highway robbery, not for necessarily perfect wanton destruction. Right there. Minimum range problems. He is actually guarding out that really well, actually. Good job there. So we come in up from behind. I could plow into you. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that to the Archer, because I kind of want to take you off the field. And there goes your entire left arm, as well as your medium laser, although it's not really anything important. However, the unsteadiness is quite good. I can shift in around, and I can open fire on quite a few targets. So we'll come on around, we'll take aim, we will shut off this LRM-15, the SRM-4, the SRM-4, the medium laser. Wow, we are just boiling. Great. Okay, brace. So the howitzer can see us, but if he attempts to shoot at us, he might blow off his own leg, because we are kind of that close. Okay, he probably won't blow off his own leg, but we could get lucky. We couldn't. But we can dream. Alright, a little bit of incoming fire onto the catapult, but the catapult is nimble, aggressive, and will not care in this particular round from that Clint. However, we are currently shooting up, and they are shooting down. The high ground advantage is rather severe, actually. It becomes a bit of a problem in the near future. I do want to try and torch this Orion and steal it. Because if I can steal this Orion, I'll be in a nice, comfy position when it comes to actual salvage components. Because the 75-ton is a fairly decent mech to rob. Oh, wow, we got hit really hard. He hit us without a large laser, no problem. Yeah, we'll slip you into a good position because your armor is down to 30. Archer's going to move off to the side. Are you going to... No, he's going to shoot at the Timberwolf. That's got to be dead fire alarms. I refuse to believe it was that accurate, that close. Oh, no, he hot-loaded him. Never mind. So broke up most of his launchers on that one by going for the hot load, which allows him to basically ignore most of his minimum range requirements. Orion shifting off to the side, also going to engage. Yep, the Timberwolf got the back shot on that one. Or did he? Did he just... Nope, he did. Structure exposed. That probably actually is the leg. The legs on this Timberwolf seem to be a little bit under-armored. Yeah, I should probably try and get in more than 90 armor on this mech. Alright, catapult. Can you get to your target finally? You absolutely can. Can you do it without blocking everybody else? Come off over here. We have a good target. And I'm going to switch over to Inferno arms? No, S arms. Give me Infernos. 55% is not exactly great, but let's start the fire, baby. Alright, that's 110 heat, and we are a boiling. We got to get this under control. We will take care of it soon, don't worry. The clinch shifting off to the side, not actually accomplishing anything, which is lovely. Howl can sort of actually pull back a little bit, I think. If I can get a good line of sight back here, I'd like to shoot at him. That may have been it. Yes, that'll do. Shift on back, take the protection, and kill the archer, please. Oh, didn't quite kill, but did manage to nail with a couple of Gauss rifle shells, which is always fun. Unsteadiness abounds, and that means Paradox can move up in order to fully take advantage of that. Because we could actually come in with a full-on cluster shell to the back. How much armor you got left? You got 53. Yeah, we'll go for the cluster. And see if we can't rip it apart. Really? His engine's not destroyed. I'm actually really surprised he's alive. Gonna go for the full knockdown on that one. And on his back he goes. So his initiative dropping even further. Okay, so we're kind of looking to take this thing reasonably intact, if you don't mind. So I'm going to activate all weapon systems. Apparently that's going to cook you immediately. Activate the full-on Warlord. Let's get this temperature back under control. LRM 15 to off for extra temperature control. And cannons away.
Firing.
Hit him with the AC-10, followed up with a fairly decent shot from the SRMs, and we'll slip on off to the back if he wants to engage us. He's going to have to flatten the buildings in between us. UrbanLord on the way. Jammer removed. Guarded, entrenched, had no target, and is now facing the perfect position for me to come around this corner and blow off the entire left side. The mech is on fire for the Orion. Come on, shoot something, shoot something. Yes, fire all of your weapons. All of them, I say. That way you'll cook even more, and I'll be able to take full advantage of you. Oh, the archer's gonna stand up. He's still alive. He's not out of the fight yet, man. This is one of the boldest archers I've ever seen. I don't know how much armor he's got left, but it's kind of ridiculous. Catapult taking a little bit of light fire, but nothing too serious. Did you hotload again? He hotloaded again and blew up his own launchers. Oh, that was a mistake, my buddy. My friend, my pal. Palzo. Dudes. Paradox. Time to come into the Warhammer. How is your armor in general? Basically non-existent. I gotta get to your back and just beat the ever-living crap out of you. I'm gonna slip in back here. Go for a 51 damage. My only concern if I do that is if I hit this leg, I won't kill him. Is that the back shot? It is a back shot. You know, let's see if we can't save some heat and save some damage and go in for the full-on punch. Warhammer in the melee. We hit his... Yeah, we hit his leg, which blew up his torso, which took out the arm, and then channeled center. Ooh. Oh, the best slash worst way to go. We killed him like that. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Give me any cover. And ignore the Clint. Can I ignore the Clint? I can ignore the Clint, right? How's my armor? I can ignore the Clint. Although I would like to be closer. Unfortunately, the game won't let me do that without it killing me. Hi, buddy. I'm currently already suffering from some severe heat. Oh, no, I'm not, because the radical double heatsink kit. Oh, I forgot. It's one of the greatest pieces of equipment. Aim overheat +2. Oh, I didn't realize that overheating gave you aim disadvantages. Cool. Yeah, torch him. Radical prototype double heatsink kit working in our favor once again. That's another 130 heat, and the Orion is offline. The heat level is critical. Now, our back is towards the Clint, which appears to have beaten us on the initiative, which I'm a little disappointed about. If I had checked, I probably would have noticed that. I am going to beat the UrbanLord, though. So there's a good chance for the Orion. And he's got a moonwalk. He's going to keep on pulling back. Does he have a shell? He does have a shell, but he wasn't able to make it connect. So the Orion's offline and sort of in his own little burning corner, which is hilarious to me. And Howl is now going to come sprinting on forward to see if she can't start causing some havoc. Ooh, I could just move up behind you, but I don't want to do that. Now, the reason I don't want to do that is because I don't want to blow off that right arm. If it has a recoil compensator, I want it. Hiya, buddy. My friend, my palzo. Let's see how much he enjoys this pain. Oh, twin Gauss rifle tore out the red torso. And there goes most of his ammunition. Well, all of his ammunition and his cannon. So he's got basically a medium laser left. Okay, now we slip out of cover. And surprise! You missed with the AC-20, or the AC-10. That's pretty rough. Blew off his left leg and his left torso, so now he's going down. But I was kind of hoping I wouldn't get shot at this round, because I've got 30 frontal armor. And he's going to be able to stand back up. Yeah, you're on fire, buddy. Go to sleep. Standing back up, he wants the fight. He is ready to do battle. Hopefully he can't hit me. That is my one sole hope, because God, this mech is vulnerable. 30 health in the center torso. We took a couple of really rough hits, especially from that carrier. He's got to bounce into cover and go for a ping. Oh, that's mean. Because now I got to engage you with Howl from point blank range. Death Crusade would be... Yeah, you're going to get up over here to his side. You're going to hang out. You're going to shoot his not center torso. You're going to go for the left torso with all of your Inferno SRMs. Yes, that's the plan. Cook him. Cook him good. Come on, pilot. You want out of this mech. There we go. All right. So is that no longer jammed, or did I break... Okay, heatsink kit is nominal and unjammed. So we got the Orion. That'll be full salvage stolen on that one, which is really great for us. This Clint, man. Oh, that was actually a great shot. I love this game for this. This is why, almost the sole reason why Urban Warfare was one of the best expansion packs. I haven't played Heavy Metal just yet. I've still been playing RogueTech. However, just watching it has been so lovely. I think... In my opinion, I'm pretty sure at this point my opinion has come down to Heavy Metal's cool and interesting, and I think that the story's going to be very fun to play. But I do very much think that that Urban Warfare was probably the best one they ever did. Can I do this? Blast him. Because we can do that. Couple of engine crits going down on the target. He isn't steady. He's lost his evasion. We're going to fade as a proper clan mech would. Also going to need a couple of days to fix that. Paradox.
Need something, Chief?
Yeah, what I need is for you to attack this side torso, actually. I've made the target no longer evasive, and I've given you a free range shot on it. So please warlord the shot for maximum accuracy. Set this sucker to penetration and blast on through. And there he goes, center torso gone. Saved his right arm, so if he's got any sort of special equipment on there, we're going to be able to rob it, which is kind of the hope. I really, really kind of do hope that he's got some sort of recoil compensation gear that I desperately need. We're going to activate the swarm, because the swarm will hit even if we miss. And tore him apart. Alright, good job. So that's the first group, but we have to remember that this is, of course, a second group inbound. Oh, apparently we... Oh no, you were just declaring primary targets. Good. So we can start moving on to engage the second group. As they drop on in, we'll be in a position to dive everybody on top of them. Especially our cooker. Because it's a very, very good thing that Death Crusade is fully chill out now. Because that'll allow us to fully engage with all of our heat to shut down one important mech. In hopefully one round of shooting. It'll be good. You are going to run. Don't be inside the drop zone when it happens. Otherwise bad stuff will occur. Paradox. Paradox's Warhammer can also come striding on forward. Alright, so now they have a nice big Warhammer to look at when they drop down. Unless they're facing the other way, in which case they're going to have a nice little catapult. Oh, it's the Yarn Folk. Interesting. Why would you be here? Got a Marshal, a Pirate Manticore, a Grasshopper, and a medium something. Not sure what the medium something is, but we're going to find out. Medium Rifle Carrier. Not going to lie. That all sounds really terrible. The Grasshopper is an interesting mech. I mean, I suppose we could try and steal it. It's mostly energy-based. We have a couple of those. I'm not sure I'd want it, though. I mean, it's what, 75-ton mechs? Or 70-ton mech? It is a heavy. It's one of the bigger heavies, too. So I'm not quite certain. I don't think I'm going to want to take it. I think we'll just go in for full-on dead fires in the back. The Marshal, I certainly don't want. First of all, it doesn't have its own model. It's an assassin model, which assassins are cool, but I'd rather have an assassin if I'm going to do that. Pirate Manticore could be dangerous, and apparently he's got a jamming system, so it might behoove us to annihilate him first with acid SRMs. Although acid is particularly inaccurate, and I would like him to just murder the carrier. Alright, Death Crusade.
Yeah.
He beat you on 27. You don't have to move, do you? Oh, you do. I was so very hoping that I could just sit here and shoot at the grasshopper in the back. Shift off to the side. We're in cover. Go for full weapons on. Set to, you know what, deadfire. What sort of accuracy am I looking at on the back of the grasshopper in deadfire? 83 is, oh, more than enough. Double check to make sure we have lock-ons. Yes, it's just an obstructed shot, which is not too terrible because it means we'll be shooting other people in the back as well. Blast away. Oh, that was beautiful. Already right arm destroyed. I think that took his entire torso with it. He's having a bit of a bad day. So now we can really keep the pressure on. I will sprint on forward, continuing. Oh, that actually gave me a line of sight. Oh, crap. That gives me a line of sight through one of my friends. How much armor do you got left? Yeah, you're almost dead. AC 10 to off. And I'm going to, you know what? Yeah, we will target the grasshopper with this. Oh, no. Target someone behind him. Right. Is the marshal in front or behind him? It's behind him. Okay, so target the marshal. Because if it splashes, it'll splash forward. So, give him the LRM-15s. And there's another crit and a knockdown going down onto the grasshopper. So he's already over on his back, which puts us in a nice position here. Surging on forward, of course, with the Timberwolf, we can get a little bit of aggressiveness going down on here. That's too close. I can't get the right angle on this Manticore, but we may have the right angle to kill somebody else. Show me the Manticore? Yeah, 30-something%. Go for his center torso. How is the center torso armor? Yeah, I can burn through that, no problem. Target center torso, kill the grasshopper. Jammer removed, center torso, I think, yep, engine destroyed. So the grasshopper's out of the fight, all ready to begin with. Next round of shooting, we'll probably start with that Manticore, as we'll bring the Warhammer in nice and close for that extra juicy amount of firepower. Hi, I could just probably burn right through your armor, couldn't I? You have 1,000 in total? We're looking at 130 side torso armor. I could go for this carrier, just remove all of his medium rifles. He does have APFSDS rounds, which means those will deal full damage to my armor. We'll go for full penetration of the Gauss. We dug pretty good, but it doesn't look like the medium rifle carrier is actually dead just yet. That's a little disappointing. But now we come to true initiative, so I get a free round of shooting at other people. Yeah, most of his armor has been gone. 17, 18, 16. Show me that Marshal. And give him all the dead fires. Yeah, give him all the dead fires. Structure exposed. He is unsteady, and we're going to slip on back nice and careful-like, so that we can continue to keep the distance out. Howl can now sprint into the back of this lovely little mech, although Howl does need to be a little bit careful with her broken leg. So show me my Marshal. Do I need to Warlord this? We're just going to make sure. So Marshal die. Twin Gauss rifle plus the medium laser follow-up has torn off another mech, although it did have a double heatsink kit. Paradox, you can basically come. Yeah, just kill this. You don't have shoot and scoot. You'll be standing still to a Manticore. It's close range target. Manticores don't do well with close range targets, if I recall correctly. You should have a PPC on board. Mockingbird, I don't really want Mockingbird to engage that, so I'm going to have Mockingbird sprint into cover. Although the heatsink kit on this Orion is just garbage. It can't really take control of its heat at all. I have been spoiled by double heatsink kits far, far too much. Alright, so our Pirate Manticore, twin energy, twin missile. I kind of am thinking it might be a rocket bot, but I suppose not. Be an LRM and an SRM if it is indeed a proper Manticore and a PPC. Getting around to the back of the Warhammer is possible, but he's not going to try it. He's going to move into cover and not do anything. Alrighty, Death Crusade, your missile launchers are back online, so you're going to rush right back over in here. You are going to stay on his side. You're just going to get nice and close for the maximum damage. We're going to switch over from Deadfires, although I have 340 rounds of Deadfire. Really? I have 4 tons of Deadfire in this thing? What am I thinking? Jeez. I kind of want to go for acid. So show me the acid rounds for, I have 120 more of those. And yeah, hit him with everything you got. Because the acid rounds will increase the damage everybody else will deal, and has exposed him, and didn't quite kill him, but he's got to be dead this round. Mockingbird's not involved in this fight. The Warhammer, however, could get into that side angle, and hopefully we can start doing a little bit of digging. There it goes. Alright, so that is group number 2 destroyed. We're expecting group number 3, unless that's it. Oh, no, that's it. Wow. Managed to get through that with only having to take out 2. Well, technically 3. But that support group doesn't really count because it's part of the initial. All right, we got ourselves an Orion, if we want it, which we may very well end up doing. I don't think there was a whole lot of equipment that we kind of really needed, so we may just be able to grab an Orion right off the bat and probably sell it, because I already have an Orion being built. It's special. Right, it is an Orion 1M, which is a pretty bog standard Orion. No, this is the Starlink technology. Is it a Royal one? Hermes XL engine. Huh. Oh, first field in 3049, not a Royal. Okay. If that had been a Royal, I would have grabbed that one without a second thought, but it is not. Howitzer 2000, no interest in that. The LB10s are fun, but I got 4 of them for a very specific reason. I'm going to keep my hands on all 4 of them for a while. Pirate medium lasers. Is there a... +1 accuracy, very... No, this is not the one that does additional damage. Medium rifles, of course not. Narcs, no. Plasma cannon, thank you. Do I have any more of these? I have none. This is my first plasma cannon. Oh, yes. Thunderbolt. Actually, no, it's not, because the burner boy used to have one. XL, indirect, standard, heat sinks, double heat sink kit. I have 2 of them, so we're good on that. Reinforced, plus 25% structure weight, plus 50% structure points. Structure is a little bit too dangerous, in my opinion, to sort of rely on as part of your armor, because unfortunately, the structure has a habit of breaking. Ammo plasma, I have 2. I don't think I'm going to go up to 3. And the reason why is I want to fill the rest up with Orion parts and see if I can't get lucky with grabbing the 4th and 5th. So lock it in. And we did not. We got the Marshal and the UrbanLord. We got a pair of ER medium lasers, a pair of additional medium lasers on top of that one, a heatsink bonus. We did get the reinforced armor, which I don't, or reinforced structure, but again, I don't really think relying on structure is a good idea. Because structure can be critted, trying to use it as any sort of real defense is just terrible, because every single shot that hits you has a chance of breaking all kinds of components. Now, maybe in vanilla that's not such a huge deal, although this piece of equipment would never exist in vanilla anyway. But because there's so many more things in RogueTech to actually break, it does become a little bit of a problem that you kind of want to keep an eye on. So that is, that is a fascinating pickup, but I think it's probably a bad idea. Comstar stealing hide from Clan Barak, or House Barak in this case. 79,760 for the next 5 days. That's actually a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I figured the armor or the structure damage on the Timberwolf was going to be huge, but apparently not. So Timberwolf in 4 days, Warhammer in 1, Catapult in 1, Currency Stick. I kind of want to keep it on the docket, also with the Avatar. Well, we need to wait 4 days anyway, so chill out for 4 days. Stop. All right, what do we got? Show me the micro. The Avatar and Catapult are 1 day away. You know what? I'm going to wait it. We're going to wait 1 day. Now, we can't... The Catapult 3 needed a minor rechange. There was a hotfix that occurred with the battle armor weapons. Stop! Oh, that came close. That was a lot closer than I intended. Okay, so, where was I? Oh, yeah, the Catapult, our energy Catapult, the hilarity that was his battle armor AMS. Unfortunately, that has been patched. The battle armor AMS was converted into standard AMS, advanced AMS actually, and that was far too heavy for the mech, and he has lost his amazing hilarity. The Avatar is mostly ready to go. I don't think I have the cash to build him though. I mean, I could sell the Orion parts right off the bat. All right, so your engine. Oh yeah, you're just fixed. You have an engine. You have an XL. You don't have a double heatsink kit. You do have a gyro because it's an Omnimech gyro. You don't have a special armor structure. Right. 34 tons of open pod space. It's got to be even more. All right, so first things first, we got to get rid of the mechs that we aren't going to use. So the Marshal, goodbye. The UrbanLord, I have no interest in you whatsoever. And Orion parts, we're going to sell all 3. That'll give us a nice, decent amount of cash to get in. And that puts us up at basically 2 million seals, which is lovely. So come over to our Avatar, prepare for the refit, the refitting, and the rearming. Alright, so now we have some cash. We have Demonis. Oh yeah, but in order to do this, we need to come over to our, not a Catawhacker, but our Bushwhacker, and I'm going to send you into storage. And the reason I had to do that is the Catawhacker, or the Bushwhacker was carrying a whole bunch of equipment that he needed, because we are going to build this into a rack monster. And for that, we're going to need 2 Risk Rotary Rack 5s. Uno. Dos. That'll be excellent. Equipment, lower armor actuators. That can't support it. You can't support the weapon mount. Can I install coverage? Oh, that sucks. Upper recall. Right, I do have a pair of upper recalls I can make use of. That is really sucking, actually, because I needed that to control the recoil, and I wanted to have it just hilarious amounts of accuracy. But that'll be fine. We'll be able to work with that. Ammunition, of course, is a must. Gonna come over here to our racks and ultras. We come over to the rack, 5 doubles, and these carry 38 shots, 72 shots. So 38 is basically 6. Yeah. So we're gonna need 8 tons of this. 8 tons to keep these guns running. Now, I can actually... I can leave it like that. Was this the final version of the build? Was it just a pair of Risk Rack 5s? Because that seems not quite like me. Or maybe I just didn't realize how much weight I was going to save with those Rack 5s. He's already got his XL. He is going to need a double heatsink kit because that's going to be essential to keeping this thing running. I'm not going to need a Radical heatsink kit double, which I really like. I could throw on the Radical prototype double heatsink kit. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I want the prototype double heatsink, or the Radical prototype heatsink kit. Or is this one? Let's go check. Throw that in there. This gives me heat efficiency of... Oh, no, that is 60. Okay. Heatsink kit proto? Yes, I want that one. Mainly because it doesn't need much more than that. We should have more than enough efficiency out of this one, especially with the 20%. Well, maybe not with the 20% reduction. But that'll work quite nicely with that. I could throw in an engine heatsink kit +1, but we'll have to wait on that for just a moment. If I have so much... I have a ton of space on here. So I could actually come in with Endo and Pharaoh. Oh, I can't come in with the... Okay, I only get one or the other. Well, obviously, if you only get one or the other, and 9 times out of 10, what you want is the Endo Steel. Because it generally gives you off more. It gives me 1, 2, 3 slots remaining. I may not actually be able to do that. That might be a bit much for us to be able to handle. Because I wanted to put in a couple of special systems with those 6 tons, but if I don't have those 6 tons, then we must do other things. Alright, let's go ahead, make sure that we have control of this. Ballistic is +1 accuracy, but no recoil control. I need the recoil control. That's going to be essential. So we're going to throw in the flak, because the flak controls the recoil. It gives us +2 evasion ignore, 20% crit, and -1 recoil. So -1 recoil, -1 recoil, -1 recoil. We've got -3 at the moment. Although I kind of would like to put in fire controls, a targeting computer. This would increase the recoil, which is not something we can really handle. I think I want a comm suite, or no, the rangefinder for the gunnery. The gunnery will give us bonuses to not jam the guns, as is very important. And then for a sensor, of course, we're going to want probably a sensor tracker, because we're probably not often going to get to minimum range. Or maybe, well, with the way that I play, we probably will. We tend to do that a lot. Did you have a sensor? You do, for a -50% minimum range, which would be really nice, plus a 10% range increase. But no, I think we do want the sensor tracker on this one. Okay, we can back this up with other things. Of course, we're going to want case 2 in order to keep this mech from exploding. This is very essential. This brings us down to half a ton. Well, half a ton can get us a couple of things, mostly armor, but I could throw on the Endo Steel. And that would give us 4 tons remaining. If we come over to support equipment, because we are probably going to want a little bit more. I think we want the Beagle probe. And I have to put that on the side torso. That's really disappointing. Because I don't have a clan version of it. And then I would like to throw on a Guardian ECM as well. Gives me 1 ton there. So the Guardian ECM can go up there, just to sort of buff the sensor tracker. And yeah, that looks to be about it. Could go with a C3 slave. So easier to spot. Great circle sensors will move Falcon 4. I don't think I have a C3 master just yet. It weighs 3 tons though. Yeah, we can't fit that. Angel ECM versus Guardian. The Angel is a little bit better, I believe. We're talking +1 defense against electronic countermeasures. ECM bubble of 150 meter radius. This is a +1 defense, -15% ECM signature and visual signature. Electronic countermeasure grants a 2 ECM field to everyone. Yeah, pull this. Put in the Angel. The Angel, of course, will take in the others. Oh, I need 1 more slot. Right. Can't afford it. Cannot afford it, which is unfortunate. So we will just put the Guardian on in. The Guardian should be fine. And I'd love to put in something else, but I don't have any more slots. So we have a ton of armor, so let's use it because we're gonna need it. Unfortunately, we are very, very dangerous to losing our side torsos. Because this is, of course, a clan mech. Well, not a clan mech, but I don't know why I said clan mech. This is an omni mech, which makes it very vulnerable to that sort of shenanigans. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so yeah, there's no more space in here for anything else. We don't have the clan endosteel, so we can't make use of that. We can't use any gyros. We got the case 2, although we're going to want to switch these out for clan case 2, because clan case 2 will give us half a ton for the same level of protection, which will be really nice to have. It's clearly not going to go reinforced or anything like that. And I think this was the version of the mech that we were talking about. So a pair of Risk Rack 5s, some recoil control, but we're gonna need a pilot who has full recoil control. This mech gets controlled only by pilots who have the -2 control. And the hope is gonna be that this will be a solid, reliable fire support platform. Got good sensors, got a Beagle probe, case to protect us from exploding, fairly decent endosteel, which means it's relatively cheap. Yeah. Oh, and of course, because we are an avatar, the avatar always comes with, no matter what, a pair of medium lasers in the center torso, which means even though we have only actively mounted rotaries, we still have these medium lasers, diverse optics with a plus 20% range, so that's going to be fun. All right, this is going to cost us 231,978 C-bills. It's only going to take us 2 days, but maybe this is going to be the key to our victory. Well, maybe. But yeah, it's finally nice to have an avatar on the, well, not on the field yet, but it's nice to have an avatar so we can actually rock and roll with it with the maximum capability. Been looking forward to this for a while, actually. Shade was like, I have made the mech for you. And I was like, thank you. I must find it. I have. We have constructed it. And it's very much a... It's more of an all-in sort of build than I normally would be used to. But, hey, it's going to be fun. And we're starting to come up on a couple of other mechs being built. Kransky Stick is another 5 days. The Thanatos will be ready in 13 days. And we'll have a couple of others joining us soon after. Alright, storage, we already sold everything. I have a Bushwhacker, which I could just end up scrapping. It's 930,000. We'll keep that in mind. The Bushwhacker is sort of a secret fund, I suppose, that we can keep on going. Alrighty, quick check on the pilots as sort of a last thing we're going to do today. It's a little bit shorter episode than normal, but things are a little bit chaotic after all days approaching very much the holidays, and so things are crazy. Although, hopefully you will enjoy the episode that came so far. I think we did a fairly decent job in beating the ever-loving crap out of the enemy and stealing most of that Orion. It would have been much nicer had we gotten lucky and managed to steal the whole thing. We're also starting to get to a level where we almost have full maxed out pilots. We probably are going to start trying to cycle in new pilots just in order to sort of expand our roster a little bit so losing a main pilot won't completely cripple us. For the last thing, what we're going to do is we're going to check out the store because we should have access to the faction shop. Yep, we're on Hoff, which is owned by the Tortugan Dominion, and we can show off a couple of things that might be available to everybody. So coming over to faction, there's archer parts right now, which may actually be ours. Double heavy Gauss ammo. I already have one. I'd like more for the redundancy. I'm going to buy 2 tons of this. So yes, this does put us in debt, but we will have that under control after the next mission. I feel fairly confident. Not interested in the hyper laser. Light PPCs, medium heavy pirate laser. Doesn't do the melee damage, so I'm not particularly interested in that one as well. MRM improved ammo. I have 3 tons of it. I don't need any more. Ever since heavy MRMs came into our possession, normal MRMs just feel a little disappointing. They're not as bad as my mind wants to think, but I really do prefer to lean on a little bit. A second combat shield, that'd be nice. Endosteel, Imaging Clan cockpit, ferrofibrous, and a gyro defense. Give me the gyro defense. I have plans for it. Alright, so we have to make up about 800-ish thousand Siebels in order to recover before the end of the month, but we did manage to grab some pretty nice equipment, actually, and we're getting close to the point where we can start doing some really, really big drops. In fact, the next level of engineering, I believe, just fixed on us, so I can increase my drop tonnage, and I shall. So I have, I believe, 3 additional bays, 3 additional controls, which means we're just waiting on the last 2 amazing controls. The reason why I'm going down drop tonnage is because we were seriously starting to run into some major problems actually affording the drop tonnage. So that's why I'm going down drop tonnage support now, so we can drop our entire company should the need arise. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I have been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and do make sure that you join us for our streams on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 4 o'clock as we play through Apollo's Vipers, a clan-starred version of this campaign, which has just been rip-roaring through the galaxy. Although, a couple of episodes back, we suffered a major set of setbacks, and we have been clawing our way back. Also, we're about to have our massive Jade Falcon Plasma Death Mech online, and I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll see you all in the next episode.